Welcome everybody to another tutorial on building with Studio by Bricklink. I'm going to run through this cool creator set using Bricklink's Studio and hopefully show you some cool tips and tricks along the way. This program is great for coming up with your own designs, but it's also fun just to use it to build sets that you may not have yet, or maybe old sets that you used to have, and maybe use that to maybe modify it a bit, or just have some fun with it. So what we're going to do is I want to import this set into Bricklink so that when we are going through our catalog here on the side of all the pieces, it just shows the pieces that have to do with this set. We could spend hours and hours searching through all of the parts to see through this catalog here, but I'd like to just import this and make it a little bit easier to work with. So I'm going to go up to File, and I'm going to go to Import. And there's two options here. I'm going to select the second one, Import Official Lego Set. And here we're going to get a little window that pops up that says set number. And every Lego set has a unique set number that's attached to it. So I'm just going to grab that and type in 31105. And a little image of that set should come up in the window there. And then there's two options here. You can either import it into the scene or import it as a palette. I like to import it as a palette if it's a big set, or if it's a small set, I'll import it into the scene. Importing into the scene basically just lays out all the bricks out in the scene organized, and then you sort of build beside it. But the palette is nice because then you can keep it all nice and organized and clean inside of there. So we're going to do that, and I'm going to check on include minifig parts. Now, this set will probably have a couple of errors. Yep, it does. So there's a couple of pieces here that didn't import, and for whatever reason, whether they're named something different or they don't exist in the program, sometimes the Studio program doesn't have everything. Minifigs are a big thing, especially if they're newer minifigs. They might not be in the library yet of parts, but no worry, we can probably make do with something else. Okay, so I'm going to import it and click OK. Now it's going to give us the whole thing right here on the side. And you can scroll through and see, and it gives you all the colors and the right pieces and the right quantity of parts too, because you're going to see here the numbers beside it. So this is just a really fun way to sort of build a set that you may want to be getting or used to have in the past. I've built a few sets I used to have as a kid back in the 90s, and it's really cool. You can sort of relive the building process of it, which is a lot of fun. So I'm just going to scroll through here and just check and see we've got everything we need here. So we're going to start to build. So I'm going to open up the instructions here. And usually with Lego instructions, they want you to build the minifigs first. I'm going to leave the minifigs to the very end, simply because they're not as important in the building process as the play aspect of it. And so we're just going to skip those till the end, and we'll add them into our scene afterwards. So right off the bat, we're going to start building this corner toy store, which is a really cool looking set. I don't actually own it yet, but it caught my eye the other day when I was looking for sets to use for instruction for my camp. This is a little bit larger of a set than what I would normally use for the camp. But what I'm doing is I'm clicking and bringing them into the scene. And you do that by just left clicking on the mouse and right clicking to deselect it. So I'm just going to delete it by pressing the delete key, and I'm going to show you that again. So I just click on it, and it drags into the scene. And you can see here that it's moving around the scene here. And it will lock and snap into the grid that's located below it. So we only need the one. When you bring something in from the palette, though, it's going to keep adding parts of the same part until you right-click to deselect it. So in order for us to move around, what I'm doing here is I'm right-clicking and dragging on the mouse a bit, and it's actually rotating our camera view around. And then if you hold down the Shift key, you can actually pan the view around as well, or move it around, and then you can zoom in using your mouse wheel. I don't know what it is on a laptop, but I assume it would be the same scrolling sort of movement on a trackpad. I highly recommend, though, if you're going to use a program like this, to get a mouse to go with your laptop, not necessarily use a trackpad. I find them very tricky to manipulate in a space like this. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm just going to find the parts for step one here. I'm just going to add that there. And we're going to find the tile. You get used to where all the pieces are. And sometimes you need a tile piece here. And you can also type in tiles as well in the search field to narrow it down. There we go, tiles. And we need a 1x6 to go here and a couple of brown pieces. So we need a jumper plate there. So those are, I think, modified plates, but let's just scroll down to plate here. Let's see, we need a 1x2, which I don't see actually. Maybe that's one of the pieces that isn't included, which is, oh, wait a minute, no, it's a rounded edge, isn't it? Yeah, it's one of these ones. Ah, there they are. They're all right in the same spot. So I need that, and then I need a brown jumper plate and a brown jumper plate there. Okay, step 3 and 4 are next. Moving right along. So I'm gonna grab another one of those 2x2 jumper plates. Oh, we need another, before I do that, we need another plate, don't we? So let's go and find that. And the more you use this program, a lot easier it is to manipulate and to move around, you'll find. I like just using this to build with sets to get me sort of comfortable with the space. The camp that I was hosting, we did a different project every day, starting with a very simple little super small house, and then we worked on another set the next day that was a little bit larger, and we sort of increased the sets as we went until we got to a larger, more complicated set. But I really like the Lego creator sets in this program because the majority of the parts actually work really well. There's not a lot of stickers in that, because the stickers don't work in this program very well. So actually, they don't import at all. And a lot of the printed pieces, they do have a vast variety of printed pieces in the program, but not everything. So if you want a set to build that's guaranteed to work, I find the creator sets are a really good go-to. And there's tons of creator sets. They've been making them for years. They also give you a lot of really cool techniques on how to build as well, and allows you to learn a little bit of the more advanced sort of building techniques than some of the theme sets. So I'm just gonna finish up here with this big plate. And I'm typing in sort of the generic names of things because that narrows it down in the categories of where all the parts are. So that's a big piece. So I think that is a 16. 8x16, yeah, that makes sense. So that's gonna go there like that. And as you can tell, the pieces actually disappear here from the palette once you use them up. There's a quantity, right? So once the quantity's gone, they actually disappear from the palette. But if you were to remove them from the scene, they go back into the palette. So it keeps it sort of nice and organized that way. Okay, so next I'm gonna do is this piece up here. And I need a right-angled brick to go there. And you can move the camera around a bit to sort of adjust. And I'm gonna grab that one while I'm here, and this one while I'm here. And then I need to find that Technic brick with the holes in it. Now those Technic bricks are usually down towards the bottom of the lists. I could type it in, but I'm almost there. There we go. Okay, so that one's gonna go there. And there, okay. Now the colors you might find too in the instructions, some of the older instructions, the colors are way off. The blacks are really, really dark to see. When it comes to the instructions, a lot of the older sets, the ones that they may have had to have scanned instead of had the actual digital file, they tend to be really dark and really, really hard to see. And the colors seem to be really, really bright and off from what they actually are in the program. So it might take a little bit of trying to guess what pieces are what to make it actually work. Okay, so there's that one there. And we're just moving right along here. I need to get another one. So because I have one of those pieces, I can actually copy and paste these bricks and put them over. So I don't have to scroll through this again to find that one. It's right at the bottom. So I'm just gonna grab it. I'm gonna right click on it. I'm gonna go copy, and then I'm gonna go paste. And that's gonna go in here, and then it'll just paste it into the scene. Now you can also do that with a keyboard shortcut. It's Control C to copy and Control V to paste. While we're on the topic of keyboard shortcuts, the other shortcut that I use a lot is Control Z, and that is the undo button. You can also do that by up here in the edit menu, and you can also see the keyboard shortcuts for all that stuff is listed beside it as well. Okay, so get familiar with those because they come in really, really handy, especially to make things go a lot quicker. I use that in my daily life quite a bit. Okay, so now I'm going to look for a bunch of tiles. So I might as well just type in the word tile because that's going to give us a whole bunch of the tiles that we need because we're going to be working with tiles for the next little bit here. So I need that one and that one. Oh, I forgot to mention, to rotate pieces, you use your arrow keys, your left and right arrow keys, and to flip them around, you use your up and down arrow keys. Very handy to use. We haven't had to do that yet until now because of the way that pieces are set up, but that's pretty cool. So I'm just going to grab this last tile here. Looks like it could be the opening the front door maybe to the toy shop. Okay, and then we're missing something here. Why is this not right? Something's not right there. Oh, wait a minute, I'm looking ahead. So I need this piece. These are cool. I like these ones. These are, so that gives it sort of an angled look. Oh, we're missing. Gotta get that brown half tile in there, and that's gonna go there. Okay, so now we're on step 10, onto step 11. And this is the same sort of idea as the other one. So we could select a bunch of them by holding down Control and clicking. And if you hold down the Control key, it actually adds whatever you're clicking to a selection. And then I'm going to right click and go copy. And then I'm going to right click and go paste. And look at that, we've copied the 3 of them together. And they're going to come over here, and I'm going to rotate them as a group and bring them in and put them down right there. So that makes it a little bit quicker to sort of work with. I'm going to do the same thing with this one because it has to be the same piece as that and the same piece as that. Okay. And then we need a 1x4 and a 1x1. So we've got that over here. So again, I'm just going to hit Control and hold down Control as I select those 2 and go copy and paste with my keyboard shortcut, Control C and Control V. And I'm going to rotate them into place like that. So that makes it really easy. Now, the nice thing I like about this program is it's very similar to a lot of professional modeling programs that you would use in different fields like game design or engineering, film animation. So it gives you that sort of, pardon the pun, the actual building blocks of design, right? So like this is a very good program to learn young, to learn as a kid, to sort of get comfortable with manipulating things in this kind of space. So moving along, let's go to the step 13. There's some more bricks here. So let's go and grab those. We're going to go back to our main. I'm going to clear the search field so that it shows us all the stuff. I'm going to go over here and start adding in the 1x1 and the 1x4s there and there. Okay. And then we need some more of those brown tiles. I'm just going to grab this one and I'm just going to go copy, paste, grab that, and though that goes there, and then paste another one in, and that one will go beside it. And then we need to copy and paste those 2. So copy, paste, bring them around. That goes like that. So there's our little wall there. And see how fast that was? That was pretty quick. So we just copied and pasted parts that were already in the scene. And moving right along, we've got some more here. So I could copy paste that again. I'll just grab this because I'm right here. And that's going to go up like that. And then we need the 1x1 like that. The nice thing about this program too is there's multiple ways to get things done. You can use the keyboard shortcuts. You can use the drop-down menus, whatever you're comfortable with to make it work. Okay, so grab those ones and grab this. That's looking pretty cool. That must be one of the outer walls. Wonder what's going to go on these plates here. I wonder if that's some sort of display piece or something. Okay, so let's go to the next step. So we're just keep building that wall up basically. We could just copy these and flip them around. So copy, paste, like that. That's a pretty high wall there. Okay, Oh, we're still going. So you know what? I've already copied that. So why don't I just paste it again and flip it around? It's actually in the right spot already. So it's the one and then the one and the two 1x4s. So as you can see, there's a bit of a pattern going on here with bricks. So it sort of gives you that brick wall sort of look already, which is kind of cool. Just using the pattern of brick. So I think this is the piece that didn't show up when we imported it. I think that's what it is. It looks like it could be a tile of a Lego set, like a picture of a Lego set on a tile. So we know what we're gonna do. We're just gonna leave that for now, and we'll search for a printed tile brick when we're all done. And that looks like a 1x3. So we could find another 1x3, or not a 1x3, sorry, a 2x3. So after we're done, we'll come back to that and we'll find a tile that can go there. It looks like it could be maybe a computer monitor. Maybe they're looking something up on a computer, maybe like a set or something on the internet, which is kind of a neat idea. So, oh, and then there's, oh, okay, so it's layered. So then there's two sets on top of that. So yeah, we can find something that'll work for this. I'm sure that's not a big deal. Those are definitely the tiles though that didn't show up, I think. So we will, because I don't see them in here at all, those tiles, when I was looking through. They didn't pop up at me at all, so I don't think they're in here. Let me just, I don't even see the tiles, where are they? Huh. Yeah, maybe they're not even there at all. Let's see, let's have a look. Yeah, I don't see them. There's the dollar bill ones, but that's about it, yeah. So that makes sense, because like the printed ones tend to be harder to find. So now we got to build up this big column here of 1x1. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is there 6 there? Yeah, 6. How many is there right now? 6. Okay. So this is actually a sub model. So they want you to build that first and stick it on. Because we're doing this virtually, we can do it really any which way we want. I will show you though, if we do come across a sub model, how to do a sub model, because that is actually pretty important in the long run of how to build with this program. So, oh, now we're adding some windows, so that's cool. So we're just gonna do some window frames. These are actually door frames that they're just using as giant windows. I've done this before with a few other sets. Oh, so this is a little tricky because it needs to attach to, there we go. So just, oh, no, it messed up again. These larger pieces, it's actually better to grab them from where it's going to connect to. I find some of the bigger pieces, if you don't grab from up top here, but grab from the bottom, it actually makes a difference. And then you can drag it and put it right where it's supposed to go. So what I do is I grab from the palette and then I deselect it, and then I'm physically going to move it from the bottom, and then that snaps into place. And then do the same thing for this one. I'm just going to deselect it. This one has to be rotated. And like that, using the arrow keys and drag it into place like that. If you grab it from where it's going to connect, it does work a lot easier to get it into place. Now the windows we're going to put in next. I could have put a window in one of them and then just copied and pasted them over and over again. It's definitely a way to do it. It's probably a better way to do it. But like I said, this program allows you to do it in really any which way you feel like. This is a cool piece. I've never seen an angled door frame like that. That's pretty neat. It's almost like it's from a castle set or something. So that just goes right on there like that. And then we take, is there a door? Is that glass window? Oh, there's a door. Okay, so yeah. All right, and now this, because it's on an angle and because pieces get placed in the scene at right angles, this might be an issue, but you know what? I think if we just rotate it, it'll stick out a bit, but then we can rotate it back in afterwards using the hinge tool, and I'll show you that in a second. Let me just get the doorknob attached to it. That's just a stud, a round stud. Where are you? There you are. Okay, so it's a black one, and that'll act as the doorknob. So we'll just put that on like that. Now, to hinge something in Lego, Lego Studio, you select the object you want to hinge. Now you could go about doing it this way, and this way isn't as easy. There's a little tool that pops up when you select on anything. There's a little like wrench tool that comes up. if you hover over that, it changes to two different things. One's a rotational one and one's a movement one. So if you click on that, you're going to have 2 points of rotation that you can move this object from. You can rotate it around the doorknob, or you can rotate it on the hinge that makes up the door of the hinge. If you do that, click on that, a little arrow comes up. But an easier way to get to all of that is just to select the door and go up to your hinge tool. And then you're going to get those 2 points of rotation. You just select the one you want on the door, and then you can bring this scale up, and this round ring allows you to rotate it on increments of degrees. So this one here does increments there, and then on the middle it even does it even more. So 90, 100, or sorry, 90 and 360, 180 and stuff like that. So I'm just going to bring it in and close it right at, I think it's 50 or 45, probably 45. There we go. So then it'll be flat and closed like that. Okay, so, and we'll go over some more rotation stuff as we need to. Luckily right now we're not too worried about rotating anything. It seems to be all coming together quite nicely. Now this is going to be, okay, it's already set up on an angle, so that's nice. So these just go in here like that to make sort of the door frame on the top of it. That's kind of nice looking. Okay, and then we're gonna, oh, I think we skipped ahead here. What's going on? No, it's thinking about it. May have went too far, but you can see what we're gonna do next. That's pretty straightforward. It's just stuck on something for a second. Let me just continue on. I can use this picture as a guide. There we go. So it's just gonna build, so we need some 1x4 plates and looks like a 1x10 maybe. So let's find those plates. Where are they? There they are. Okay, so 1x4 along the edge on the far side, 1, 2, and then a 1x10 plate that goes here. That's going to go like that. And then a 1x6 on the far side like that. That's pretty cool, just like that. All right, next page. These column things. Now, where would they be? They would be part of the round. There they are, support pieces. Okay, so they're going to go on the jumper plates. These small plates with the hole in the middle, they're actually called jumper plates. I don't know if it's official, but a lot of people I watch on YouTube and stuff, they refer to them as jumper plates. So I will also call them jumper plates. All right, so the next thing, we're building a little bit of a detail here up front, some little maybe wooden details here. So this is a good way to do a submodel. So let me take a step back here. We're going to show you how to do a submodel using the plate. So we need this, and I'm going to build this off of the original model just so that we can make it into its own submodel. So this is going to go like that, 1, 2, 3, really simple little model. And then we need a tile. We need a brown tile, which I think where are they? They're there. Okay. Should memorize that by now. Okay, so that's basically all it is. It's 5 parts. And then what we're going to do to make a submodel is I'm just going to position the camera so that there's nothing around it. And then I'm going to drag a box. See how I can drag a box around? And this is going to allow me to select everything in that box. And then at the bottom here, there's a button that comes up that says create into submodel. And what this does is it groups all those pieces. I'm going to call this window detail. And you can name it whatever you like. And then this makes it into one object. So then you can simply move it around without having to select all the pieces all the time. Now it looks like we need 3 of these. So because it's a submodel, I can just click on it and then I can copy and paste it. I can go copy and then I can go paste again. And then there's actually another really cool tool for cloning where you can just click on the object and it'll clone it. So right beside the hinge tool at the top there's a clone tool. If you click on that, it'll make a copy of it for you automatically too. Again, multiple ways to do the same thing in this program, which is great. There's something for everybody, every different kind of skill set there. So if you like using the clone tool, it's really cool. I think it is, yeah, if you just press C, so C, H, and V are your 3 tools up here. V being the move tool. I don't know why it's V, probably V for M-O-V-E. Hinge is the H, obviously, and clone is C. So you could sort of manipulate your keys that way and move along quite quickly. in this whole thing, which is kind of cool. Okay, so then the next thing we do is we got to make 2 of these, which is a strange little, it's probably for some sort of sign. So we need to find some of these more unique pieces are buried in the strangest places in these lists. No, that's not it. Not even sure what those are called. Oh, wait, here we go. Okay, so we need 2 of these. So I'm going to go like that. Now, when there's a piece that has a hole that something goes into, you basically just line it up and then it will stop when there's no more room inside the hole for it to fit. You can actually see it. It won't let me go any further. Oh, and the other thing too, when you see a piece go clear like that, that means it's not actually attaching properly and it's actually intersecting the other piece. So the mesh is actually going inside of the other mesh, not in the way that it's intended to. So you want to keep the pieces completely colored and not clear, because clear usually means that it's not working properly. You'll run into that quite a bit because it does happen. But the snapping, if the snapping's turned on, it should snap quite easily. So this is going to be a copy. So I'm just going to copy and paste this again and make 2 of them. And then one's going up top here like that. And then this one's going, you could submodel these too. I'm not going to bother at this point. I think they're just going to be holding it. Now, this might be, oops, I grabbed the wrong thing there. This might be a little tricky depending on what the sign is to connect everything together. So we'll have to sort of wait and see what this sign thing looks like, or we could skip ahead maybe. I'm just going to rotate these out to sort of match the picture because I have a feeling they're going to want to attach. We might have to dismantle all of that, all the signage stuff to make it fit. But yeah, I have a feeling we're going to have to come back to that and fix that later on. So it looks like we're building a couple of little lights next. So let's grab those. We could build those and submodel it to make it easier to attach. So why don't we try that? So let's just build one, really simple. We need some studs here. So we need a clear one to go under bottom. Now, to get things underneath too, I like to rotate the camera and go from underneath, just like in the instructions kind of thing. And that makes it easier to attach. And then we need a smooth tile, a round tile to go on top to make up the light fixture. And then I'm just going to select that. I'm going to go create submodel. I'm going to call it light. And then that light's going to go over here. And I'm going to use the clone tool next to clone that submodel and move it over to here like that. So there we go. We've got sort of step 28. We're just moving right along. Okay, next are a bunch of plates. They're going to go on top. So I'm just going to go, oops, did I go past them? Yeah, I did. Okay. So next one is, looks like a 1x8 goes here like that. And then another one will go here like that. And then we need some 90-degree angled plates to go here and here. And they're going to secure over top of the signage. There we go, the sign holding pieces. Okay, oh, come on, deselect. To deselect, remember you just right click and it deselects it and then just disappears. Okay. All right. Oh, then we're going to build this cool front piece here. Now, I could do a submodel of this. I think I'm just going to build it in place because I don't feel that I'm going to need to select it again. So I'm just going to build it sort of right in place where it's supposed to be. So that's just going to go like that. And I assume there's going to be another one on the other side, but let's just wait and see. But let's grab the parts here we need. So they're a sloped brick. Where are they? They must be, oh, here we go. Okay, so this is alternating white and red. So I'm just going to put these in and sort of flip them like that, go every other one. Now, if I was doing this without the selected colors, I could also change the color of this stuff too. And maybe I will once we build it. Maybe I'll change some of the colors of this just to make it my own creation. But the color palette over on the right-hand side there, you'll see over here, the color palette, you can literally change any brick to any color. There is an option though to only show colors that that piece comes in, that is that come in a set. That way, if you ever ended up wanting to order the parts to build it, you would know that those pieces are only available in those colors. So it looks like we're doing the same thing again, except now I have to find another plate that's a 1x6. There we go, like that, and that's just going to go. So I was right, we were doing the same thing again. That's just going to go there, and then we're just going to copy sort of the same pattern that we were doing for the other side. So we're going to start with a white and go alternate white every other one. That's kind of cool. And this is a pretty common window covering that Lego uses. I think even all the way back to the sets that I had when I was a kid, they had designs like that. That's a pretty simple, cool way to do window coverings. Okay, so it looks like we're doing smooth tiles so that we can build a second level to this. This is a typical Lego design where they take smoother pieces and put a few connection points on them so that you could build on top and then remove it. Very common. Okay, we need some big tiles here, some 2x4 tiles. Now that I'm used to where the tiles are, there they are. So 1, 2, and then 3, and then we need a 1x4 to go in this way, like that, and then a big round tile to go in the middle. Now that's going to sit just like that. Okay, perfect. All right, now so we're building a little street lamp here, a very tiny street. I would have thought this would have needed a larger street lamp, like one of those ones that are from like Harry Potter or something, one of those taller ones. I mean, like I could go and change it. I probably will. Maybe I'll go back when this is all done and change out that light post to make it taller, because having a little tiny one kind of, it makes it seem not so nice. There's a nice little top part there. Yeah, I would have thought they would have put a bigger lamppost in there. Oh well, we'll change it later. Maybe it's yeah, it's supposed to be like that. So now it looks like we're building a little mini build for a toy soldier. That's kind of fun. So let's grab, we need one of those first. So I'll see that now. I'm just going to grab it. I'm not going to put it in place yet, but we need a stud to go as its base, like this. Okay. Then we need a brick with the side attachment pieces. So that's a modified brick on 2 sides. I don't think I've seen one with just 2 sides like that. I've seen them with all the sides around it, but I don't think I've come across one that just has 2 on either side. That's kind of cool. Maybe that's a new piece. Probably not though. I mean, there's so many sets I've never seen. It could be in anything really. Okay, so I'll put that one there. And then this is like a super mini build of a toy soldier, which is kind of a cool idea. And then this face goes here. And of course it's a yellow face because it's probably a yellow minifig, but a super small one. I think I have a Royal Guard minifig in my collection that looks sort of like this. I don't know if his pants are blue. I think his pants might be black, but he has a red coat and a big black hat like that. Yeah. And then we got to build a little flag. This is a fun little break from building a house. I can should have left this to the end maybe, but we're almost done. So now I need to find this pole and then that gold piece. So I've seen those gold clips, but where is that pole? Oh, there it is. It's a bar. Okay, so that's going to go like that. And then we need to find the gold clip, which I should have just grabbed it when we were in the clip section. There it is, gold piece as a gold flag. And this you'll have to rotate a bit to get it right. There we go. Okay. Have it match up like that and put it in place. Now I'm definitely going to submodel this because there's too many little parts in that to worry about. So I'm just going to make a box around it, go click submodel and call this toy soldier. Okay. All right, and then he's going to rotate into place because I assume he's going to go on a jumper plate. Yeah, so we're going to put him on there, and then we can rotate it with the hinge tool. And that's just going to come and sort of angle at the same angle as the door. kind of like that. So it sort of opens up or sort of faces the same direction as the door faces. Oh, look, we got to build another, looks like a gumball machine maybe. Very cool. So that's another little sub model that we could build. First, we got to find that round piece. That's a different one. Those ones, I think, are used. We have a lot of Disney princess sets in this house, and I recognize that little piece. That's that comes in clear for the Disney princess crown holders. I know we've lost a lot of them because they're super tiny. And the crowns are really tiny too, actually, now that I think of it. We've lost quite a few of those crowns too, I think. Okay, so we'll push that around like that and like that. This is a cool little gumball machine. Now that clear round piece, that, oh, it's there, make it upside down. Now putting those pink things in there won't work. I can tell, yeah. So we'll leave it empty because the program, well, I mean, I could play, it would take forever to figure out to place them in there without them intersecting each other. I'll leave them out for now. Just imagine that it's filled with gumballs, use your imagination. I feel that's gonna be a lot of work for not a lot of payoff there. Okay, so I'm gonna make a submodel of this, call it gumball machine. Okay, and that's gonna go on the far side on that jumper plate there. Okay, and what are we building next? Ooh, another little mini build. I think this might be one of the toys that's in the sign. So let's just grab the one plate there. Yes, I think this might be one of those pieces. So while we're here, I'm just gonna grab this one because it's right there. And then I need to find those modified bricks for that. There we go, there's that one there. Bring that down and around like so. I'm gonna go underneath to attach it. And there and there, so that's those two. And then we need some, I think those are gray studs. I don't think there's any silver ones. I would have thought silver would have looked good, but there we go, like that and that. It looks like it could be a little mini train or a car or something. Oh, maybe it is yeah, maybe it is a train car. And then there's a tile. So we need some clear, oh, we need a clip. So there's the clip. So that clip's gonna go into that gray piece. So what we might do then is I might take that whole assembly of the gray and black piece that we put in and attach it to this and then mount it. So I might have to dismantle that little part there to get this on. So let me build this first and build the other, because I have a feeling we're gonna build the other thing next. And then I'll probably end up dismantling the sign to make it work. And that's just one of those things that you have to do when you're working with this program, is it's not as easy, because I'm afraid, oh, maybe not, maybe it'll be okay, because this actually should just be able to clip in. Yeah, never mind. I'm just call it sign, or yeah, sign one, because there's probably two parts to this, right? So I'm just gonna grab that, and then that clips up to there. Yeah, okay, so that works. So that's just gonna be like that, and then they're definitely building, yeah, we're building the other half of it. So it's like a locomotive and a train car. That's really kind of cool. It's like a mini build. And another one of those little gold things. Very cool. Okay, so that's gonna go there. And then 44 is gonna go like that. And then we need a clip, a green clip. I haven't seen that in green before. That is cool. They're always coming up with new colors for things. Okay, so, and then a clear one, and then we need that round piece. Now, where did that round piece go? Sorry, that's my kids. They're also playing with Lego right now, and I think one of them just wrecked another one's model, but I don't hear anything. Okay. Where is that round piece? Oh, there it is. Okay. That's gonna go like that. And then, oh, we're gonna use the classic Spaceman. Those were used for Spaceman, 80s Spaceman Lego engines for like spaceships and different things. They use them for all kinds of stuff. That was a classic piece. I have a lot of those in blue because we had the blue space sets when I was growing up. And that'll be the locomotive piece there. That's pretty cool. And I bet you a couple of wheels. Oh, and a front piece too, a cow catcher. They're actually called cow catchers. Yeah, I think that's right. The scoops on the front of trains, on the old timey trains. I think they're called cow catchers. And, oh, I'm gonna flip around. There we go, like that. That's kind of cool. So that's a green one. Oh, and there's still one more piece. Oh, those usually come in gold. They're like gold bars. Where is that? Must be a tile, maybe. Huh. Wonder if that's another piece that didn't get imported. Let's have a look. See here. Oh, nope, there it is. I found it. Okay, so that's going there. And that'll act as the top of the roof. Oh, and still one more piece. That's an interesting piece too. A round, what is that? Round piece. Don't know what that is. Is it like a tire hub or something? Oh, there it is. It's like it's a kind of a cup. And that goes like that for the smokestack. That's really cool. Okay. All right, so that's going to go like that, and we're going to submodel this as sign 2. And then that's going to go with the clip onto here. So I'm just going to rotate it, and it should, it's going to give me a bit of a hassle. There we go. It's going to go like that. That's actually perfect. That's really cool. So we could rotate those out and spread them out a little bit. I'm just looking at it now. If we rotated this and hinged it, it won't let me hinge where I want it to go. Yeah, maybe not such a good idea. Yeah, it's not going to work. That's okay. We'll leave it for now. I might change it a little bit, maybe stretch it out a bit. I wonder actually if I just sort of remove this piece, but then grab this. Can I hinge it? I can hinge it from there. Yeah, and then stretch it out a bit. Maybe like that. Maybe, yeah. Okay, and then I'll put those pieces back in. So I'll just sort of snap that back in place. And this is like just dismantling a little bit of the build just to get to a part. That looks a little bit better. It looks a little bit more spread out. I wonder if this must be a toy store, not just a train store. Maybe it is just a train store, I don't know. I think it's a toy store. Oh, look like we're building a little airplane now. All these little toy builds. These builds remind me of those ones you get in the Lego Advent calendars, the little mini builds. We have a few of those around. I have a couple of the Star Wars ones, and I have a couple of the regular ones. I think we have a Lego Friends one too somewhere. Okay, so do that. Oops, hang on. Need to get down to the Lego studs. There we go. And that one's going to go like that. And then we need a 1x3 piece like that, and rotate it like that. And this is going to be a airplane. Okay. Oh, we need another one of those gold pieces. I wonder if I can steal one of those gold pieces. It's in the submodel there. That's okay. I think they're up top now, right? We've decided that's where they went. Oh, no, they're not there. Where did they go? I got to figure out what they're called so I remember and what group they're part of. They're part of the tile section. They're a round tile. Okay. Okay, and then it looks like they're using an ice skate for the propeller. That's interesting. Where are the skates? I'll just type in skate. Maybe it'll come up. Okay, and that. And then we can also give that a little bit of character by rotating it a bit. It shows that in the instructions, giving it a little bit of an angle so it's not perfectly straight. Okay, and then we need that paddle that goes in the bottom. So I'm just going to try and rotate this like that and put it through like that. And then the little tile piece, which is down here, the little cheese piece here. Okay. All right. So there's that. So that's a little airplane build, looks like, little toy plane. I'm going to submodel that and call it toy plane and rotate it down. And then that goes on a pedestal inside the store. So we need another one of those telescopes. I call them telescopes because in the pirate sets when I was a kid, those were always telescopes. And I think they even use them now as the same thing too, but they've found other uses for them. Why am I not seeing that telescope? Where are you? Ah, there you are, minifig utility. Okay, so that's going to go in the middle of that, and then the plane's going to sit. Oh, you missed a part of the plane. I totally skipped that part. It's a tile, a 1x3 tile. Okay, so that's a 1x4. That must be 1x4 then, yeah. Okay, so it goes on top. That makes sense. Very cool. It's like a biplane then. So we need to add that piece to, oh, this is a good little thing. So if you already have a submodel, you need to add to it, you have to double click. And what that does is it opens up the submodel. And then, oh, so let's delete this for now and we'll redo that. So the submodel is now open, so you can add stuff to the submodel and it will be grouped with it. So I'm just gonna add that like that. And then you just simply double click off of it and it goes back into the normal mode. So that just comes into there. And now this is gonna be rotated, showing like a bit of an angle there. So I'm just gonna use my hinge tool, rotate it a bit, make it, it might be, it doesn't like that. Okay, I'm gonna try and, doesn't like that, doesn't like that. Might have to take this out and bring it back in again, maybe. So let me just move this, maybe rotate it. You know what, I'm gonna rotate it first out here, and then I'll put it in place. Rotate like that, move tool back. Oh, it's still gonna mess up. How are we gonna do this? Hinge it. This might be a case where I have to turn off the collision, which is possible, and then rotate it into place where I want it, and then turn the collision back on. It's still got an issue. Where is the issue? And why is it giving me an issue? Let's see here. So it looks like it's intersecting the window. And then that, I wonder then if I just take this, I know it doesn't show this in the instructions, but I wonder if I move this back and I put this on the edge of the table. That's going to give it more room. And then we rotate it. I'm going to turn the collision off, rotate it so it sits like that. Oh, you know what? I think the tail is actually the problem. Tail isn't pushed in far enough. And then that goes like that. That could be the issue. It was too short of a tail. So now we can turn the collision back on, and I bet now it'll rotate properly. And I'm just going to select the podium and that and put it back where it's supposed to go. It's not going to let me. Silly thing. Okay, I'm just going to select that. There we go. Put it back there and then hinge it. It's still going to give me. It's going to let me go that. You know what? I'm going to leave it like that because it's still giving me problems. Why is it giving me problems? What is happening? It doesn't like being that far. Bring it out a bit. Okay. All right. This is frustrating. I'm going to grab this and this. I'm going to grab it back out, and it's going to be a little bit extended this way. Okay. And then, okay, and then that's still showing that it's intersecting it somehow. Wow, this is turning into a worse thing. Okay, I'm gonna turn that collision off, and I'm gonna bring, it's almost like it's too big for that space, and I built it right. I wonder why it's not working properly. It's interesting. I wonder if it's really this tight, or did I put the window in wrong? Is the window in the wrong spot? No, the window's right. Huh. Well, yeah, it doesn't like, it doesn't like this at all. Okay, I'm going to do what I did before and just move this whole thing back. Select this. I'm just going to move this guy back here. And then we're just going to rotate it to fit like that. Leave it alone. Don't touch it. Okay. Okay, that took way too long. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Now we're going to build, it looks like another toy, another little mini build. This is a great building process of building micro toys. This is, or like, I guess, the minifig scale toys. Again, very similar to the advent calendar. You could almost actually take the advent calendar toys and fill this toy shop with those same ones. So this goes there and this goes there as a train build. It's like another train. This maybe it is a train store. Okay, why aren't, oh, they have to be opposite because they're roller skates, right? Okay. This is could very well be a train store. There's a train and a plane in here so far, and a train set. Okay, so that one's going to go there, and clear one there. Okay. All right, and rounded orange pieces, which I have not seen those yet. Oh, there they are. Speak of them. Okay, so they're going to go there, and then a green wedge piece. Let's see here. Okay, and that's going to go like that. Okay. All right, so it's going to go like that. We're going to submodel that into a train. Oops. Why is my shit? There we go, train. My caps lock was on. Okay, so this one, how is that going to sit on there? Does that sit? Looks like it sits on one of them. Weird. It's going to sit like that and then hinge it. Well, that definitely went in better than the airplane did. But okay, now, I don't think that's a train. I think that's like a truck. I don't think that's necessarily a train. Okay, then we're going to move right along. We're going to build a. This could be maybe a counter for a cash register, maybe. That would make the most sense. Okay, that and that. Then we need a tile piece to go in there, like that. Okay, cool. All right, we're getting there. Oh, skipped ahead. Oh, another submodel build. So let's see here. We need a brown 2x6 plate, and we need a round black piece to go there. And the $100 bill, it's an expensive toy, $100. There we go. I love how the money, don't think I've ever seen a Lego bill smaller than $100. I know there's coins, right? There's like the round plate tiles that are coins, but I don't think I've seen a smaller Lego bill. Maybe there is, I don't know. We only seem to get the sets with the $100 bills in them. Okay. That, I think that's right, yeah. Okay, and then we need a lot of scrolling in this one, isn't there? Okay, there. And we need a tile angle piece, sloped piece, and then that weird handle thing from up above here, one of these ones, the last one of them, looks like, and then hinge it. Hinge tool, hinge it down. So it's like an old timey, oh, we need another one of those tile pieces. So let's just copy that. and bring it around like that. Okay, so there's that. And then that goes on top. So I'm just going to submodel that, might as well. Submodel it, call it countertop. And then that goes on top of there. Cool. So that's the cash register, old-timey cash register. Okay, so that is the bottom of our toy store apartment. All right, a lot of little builds there, a lot of little toy builds. And again, if you have the Lego Advent calendar, that would be a cool thing to put them into. And we didn't get to fill the gumball machine. I mean, in real life, you would just drop them in, but in this program, it makes it a little bit more complicated to fit them in there. It's doable, it's really doable, but it would take longer than putting that airplane into place. So, which took way too long to fit. But a good thing to come across, because this program isn't perfect. It does give you a bit of a hard time with stuff like that. Harder than it needs to be, but it works. We got to, oops, hang on. We got it working. What's going on there? We missed a piece. It didn't quite go in there right. There we go. Okay. And that actually has to come down one more, doesn't it? Because it has to be a slope. Okay, so that's going to go there. We need an inverted slope to go here. Oops. Okay, and then, oh, we get some nice blue bricks and the railing piece. Did I pass those slopes already? I think I did, didn't I? Yeah, so there's this one. That's a cool blue color. Okay, and then just a regular brick at the top here. That one there. Okay, and then we need to find that railing. Now, I've used this railing for another design that I worked on. For my daughters, we made a Lego height chart. And I used this railing piece for some of their balcony pieces. And it's a fence. Yeah, I was trying to think of the name, if it was called a fence or a railing. It's a fence. Someday I'll do a tutorial on the Lego height chart that I designed. Someday. It's a big piece, so it'll take a while to figure out for the tutorial. Okay, so that one's going to go like that. Okay. Then copy paste this and copy paste that. Okay, this, and let's grab and this model's getting slightly bigger. That, okay. All right, we're getting there. And then we gotta get some more inverted slopes. They're down here at the bottom. These ones go in the corners, looks like, to build. I think there's like a little window turret off of the corner of the store, above the store. So that doesn't seem to want to fit in there properly. Oh, it's supposed to go up because there's a brick or a plate there. So that gives it a little bit extra height. Doesn't make them the same height as the other ones. And then, oh, those match up perfectly with that. That's really cool. That's why they did that. Okay, see, there's a cool building technique that allows you to build with a little bit of an extra angle, and there's a little bit of a gap between the blue and the gray, but that's a great way to add a little bit of interesting architecture to it. Very, very cool, doing the opposing slopes like that. This is one of the reasons why I like the creator sets a lot, is it gives you some really cool techniques that you may not think about. I did a tutorial on the Island Adventures seaplane, and it built the wings of the airplane with regular like 1x4 bricks like this, but laying on their sides and building like a smooth, so having a smooth top of the wing and the bottom part of the wing. A really smart way to build a wing of an airplane that I would have never thought about. And it makes it look really good. I suggest you check that video out too. It's on my channel. It's day 5 of the Lego camp that we did for the Boys and Girls Club. Very cool model. A lot of good building techniques with that airplane. A lot more advanced building techniques with building things on their sides and different angles and stuff. Very cool. Okay, so there's that one. Blue. So this is looks like a submodel build, but I'm just gonna build it right in place here because it's sort of not that complicated. Okay, and then it looks like there's a 1. So I'll just grab all of those pieces first, then find the white, this one here, white one, yeah. So that one goes there, and then another blue 1x4 on top. Okay, like that. That's pretty cool. And then the same thing on the other. So you could submodel it and copy it, but I'm just gonna copy and paste this like that and build it again in place. Copy paste. Okay, and then I'm just gonna grab that, copy paste. Oops, I missed one. And I put that in the wrong spot. So I'm just gonna grab that, put that back, and then grab that one and put it into place there like that. Okay, so that's all built. There we go, it's looking good. Now we move on to the next piece, which is 3 of those round plates in blue. A lot of that nice blue color, that's cool. I think that's the azure blue, not quite sure how to pronounce it, but we've got a bit of that stuff with some of our Lego Friends stuff. Comes in a lot of those blues, a lot of those fun blue colors. Oops, come on, get on there. There we go. Okay, so that's that one, perfect. Oh, and we're gonna build a door. Okay, so the doors are really cool. We built one earlier. They have a specific spot where you hinge the door into, and you may know this from building with actual Lego that the doors only fit in 2 spots, then the two holes there, and they slide or snap into. So depending on which way this door is facing, we got to figure this out. So it hinges like that. There we go. So that's how the instructions are showing it to hinge too. So we can close this by using our hinge tool, and this allows us to open and shut it. Now the program will actually stop us from going past where it's supposed to go. So like in the real world, it won't actually bend past there. So we're just going to close it at 90. And again, you can rotate things at 90-degree increments here and 5-degree increments with the larger ring. So I just want at 90 to close it, and then we're going to put the doorknob on it, which is just a regular stud. Like that. Okay. Pretty cool. All right. Oh, don't skip too far ahead. Now we got to do some of these sort of longer 1x3 pieces. Oops. Oh, come on. Where'd you go? I lost one. Okay, so let's put, this is a tricky, the taller the pieces, the harder they are to stack, because they're wanting to go not where you want them to go. So I usually have to grab them from the point of connection. Okay, so then we're gonna rotate this around front ways facing, and we're gonna put this 2 modified pieces here and here. This is a nice set. I really like how this is coming together. Really cool looking. Okay, so then we're gonna grab two of the, or a bunch of these, so 3 on each side. Now, why didn't they use the other 1x3 tall pieces for this? Maybe to give it a brick look, to give that distinctive brick pattern, I don't know. Okay, so where is that green? So this looks like a doormat. That's kind of nice, like a green doormat. Very cool. And some smaller windows. So here's where we're going to, I'm going to build one with the window glass in it, and then we're going to copy and paste them just to show you what that's like. So I'm going to grab the glass for this, which is right here. And so we're going to put the glass in, and then what we're going to do is I'm going to submodel it and make it into, just call it window. And then this will allow me to copy and paste it or clone it. Maybe I'll just use the cloning tool. So I'm just going to click once, and then I'm going to clone the submodel of that. That's perfect. Put that there, and then put another one. And with the clone tool too, it'll repeat the object until you deselect it. So it'll go down like this. Okay. Oh, you know what? I think this part's wrong here. I think we're missing probably a 1. Where does it show? Where's that? Yeah, we missed a piece there. So there needs to be a 1 by. So I'm just going to copy this, copy paste. That's why it's not lining up right. So that's going to go like that. Okay. All right. So let's go back to our step where we left off the windows. Next step. Some round pieces are going to go here and it's like here and there. Okay. Then 1 by there, and 1 by, oops, there and there. Okay, looks good. And then we need some like that and like that. And some that, and I'm just going to copy these round ones here. Oops. Okay, like that. So that's making a fun little column piece there. And then a bunch of windows. So we're going to do the same thing we did for the last windows, is we're going to make a submodel. So we're going to grab the window frame. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to, since they're already right here, I'm just going to put them in like this and not worry about making a submodel. So 1, 2, and then 3. Why is that not fitting? 4. Okay, like that. And then I'm going to grab the window panes for those. These ones here, yeah. And they're just going to snap into place. 1. I wonder if these rotate open. They might rotate open, right? I think they do. Is that right? Let's see. No, they don't. Okay, so they don't actually rotate. They just pop in. Okay, so there's all the windows for that. Cool. And then we build a similar structure to that. So it's just a couple of round, where are they, round ones? Oops, there they are. Okay, so it's just 1 and then a 1 by 1, which I'm going to just grab that and bring it into my scene and then copy that again to bring it up like that. Very cool. Okay, and then let's see here, what's next? We're building above the door, or above the window beside the door there. So a 1 by 4. And then a 1 by 2. We're running low on bricks now. It looks like we're getting up there, getting down to last few bricks. That, and then we need, we need to build a little bit of a detailing here. So we need some 1 by 1. I'll just build them at the same time. So they're pretty simple. Just do that, and then modified that, and then might as well just, yeah, grab these two. That, and that. Cool. Okay, so that's done. And then filling in the rest of that top row there. So we use up the last 2 of these. Looks like that's cool. that's gone, and then starting to come down on this, we go here, that one, that one, that one, and then a couple of modified bricks that stick out the sides here. Oops. Where is it? There we go. Okay, we need 2 of those. 1 and 2. Perfect. Oh, and then we're building a little bit of a deep detail here. So I'm just going to build that once and then copy it 4 times. Where's that brown piece? There we go. Okay, so there's 1, and then a square 1x1 plate. Okay, and I'm just going to rotate it like that, copy it, paste it, and then I'm going to bring that up here like that, paste, that, paste, like that, and then I'm just going to grab the last one, rotate it into place, bring it up like that. Okay. Oh, and then we got to build a little bit of a roof over the back patio or back porch here. Again, I'm just going to build this in place. I'm not going to worry about building a submodel right now. Anything that's like this, that's like a part of the structure, and we don't need to make multiple copies of it, I just usually build it right in place. It just cuts down on the amount of steps I have to do. That, very cool. Okay. And then looks like we're lining the whole thing with white bricks or white plates. That one over there. Okay. Oh, there's another one. Goes on the other side of the door. And then 1x4, 1x4, and then 1x4 on this side, and then a 1x4 here, and a 2x, not 1x4, 2x4 and 2x6. There and there. Cool, cool. Okay, and then last blue stuff here. I feel the roof's going to come off of this too. It looks like they're making it so that you can take the roof off easily, like that. Okay, go like that. Oop, yeah, that's right. Okay. All right. Next step, just filling in the rest of it here. Looks like there's some nice rounded tile pieces here. So these 3 quarter round, which we have a lot of these quarter round tile pieces now because we got a few of those Lego dots bracelet sets. So I've been seeing these around the house scattered on the floor lately. There we go. Okay. Oh, wow. There's still a lot more to do here. Now that I just got a glimpse of what we're doing next. Oh, we got to do, let's back up here. We skipped some stuff. We got to do this. So these go upper and below. So I'm just going to put these in place first. I'll build these first. And that there. And then we need to find those round, there we go, sloped, curved. Get them right spot. There and there, cool. Oh, hang on, something's not right. Why is that not working? Oh, maybe the white part's not, that's not sitting right. There we go, that's the problem. Good, it's a good thing it tells you that, like the turning the pieces clear like that. It's a really good indication that something's not right. Wow, look at that. That's a really cool way to do a round turret, but not round. That's a really, again, these creator sets have the greatest like techniques that you never notice of like how they get to round shapes like that. That is a nice looking sort of corner window turret. Very cool. Okay, and now just finishing up some flower box. So this I definitely will make, maybe not make a sub model. Maybe I'll just make one, or you know what? I'll just put it in place. No sense in doing all these extra steps. They're just both the same. Yeah, that's good. Okay. And then we just need those round flower pieces, which if you have a lot of Lego friend sets, like we do, you have a lot of flower pieces because there's flowers in every Lego friend set. Window boxes, gardens, we have no shortage of plant pieces, which is great because it allows you to add some color and some decoration to your sets. We have quite a few of those green ones. Okay. The bed, interesting. Okay, so how are we going to tackle this? The bed needs to go. Did we skip something? Oh, okay, so the bed's done for. So we know where the bed's going to go in the corner there. Should we make this a submodel? Let's do it. Let's make a submodel. Okay. So we're going to grab this, orientate it that way. Then I'm going to grab the tiles that we need to build the bed for. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then that's an interesting tile combination, the lime green and the navy blue. That reminds me of another Lego theme. Is it there's like a space theme that does that? Somebody has, oh, you know what it is? It's the guy from Lego Movie 2, his spaceship is like navy and lime green. That's what I'm thinking of. Color combination. Okay, I need to find those white. There they are. So these are the pillows. These have been used as bedding for a while now. I've seen these a lot. The pillow parts. Yeah. Oh, I skipped ahead. There we go. Let's grab those black. This makes the bed legs basically of the bed. So then we'll do that, and then we'll just grab it and submodel it, make it into a bed. Okay, that's going to go like that, and then we just put that in place. Oops, like that. Okay, so we've got all of that done. Looks like there's a couple of plants that go in here. I was just commenting, we were watching somebody on YouTube build the new Harry Potter, I think Weasley Cottage. And they do a plant like this. And that's the first time I've seen a combination of those two pieces. And I think that is a really cool way to do it. I thought it might have been new for the Harry Potter thing, but it looks like this set did it first maybe. Or maybe even before this one, because it's, that's a cool idea to do a plant with. I'm gonna remember that little mini build of a plant stand because it's a pretty cool way to do it. So you take the plant, this part, yeah, and then you put a flower on top of it. I guess that's why there is a hole there, right? Is to make it exactly like that. So they must use this a lot for the way that they build plants. But that's a really cool little build for a plant. So I'm going to stick that at the foot of the bed, right by the window. These creator sets are so good at making little perfect little rooms. They are really good. So another little table, it looks like, with another plant on it that we're going to build. So we need the base there, and then that brown tile with the 2 studs, the half tile, half plate, half and half one. That's going to go in the corner. And then blue cylinder, slope cylinder, cone. I don't know why, slope cylinder. Okay. And then another cool plant technique is taking these plant leaves and putting them, sort of making them go different directions. Don't know how well that's going to work though with this model. Oops, made too many. Okay. I'm going to have to hinge this or rotate this one a bit. Yeah, that'll work. That's fine. Cool. So that'll work. And then just put a flower pedal thing on top of it. Ta-da, like that. All right. Oh, and a bedside light looks like we're building a little micro build, mini build. So that's going to go there. And then, okay, I'm gonna build this in reverse just to save some time here. So that's going to go like that. That's going to go like that. And then we need a hinge. That and that. Okay, and then this and that, and then a light. So just a round stud. Keep skipping ahead with that. Ah, come on. Where? Oh no, I skipped too far. There we go. Okay, and this one, another clear one here. That's going to go like that. Okay, so now we've built all of that in place. All I'm going to do now is take this, hinge it. When something is connected to another hinge point, they'll actually all hinge together, which is really handy when you're building something like this. So you can sort of build it and put it in place like that. That's a cool little mini apartment. Very nice. Okay, now, we're not done here. What's going on? Are we done? No, because there's still, it's not letting me go to the next step here. Or maybe that is the next step. Okay, so we're not quite done. We've got the little rocket ship set to build and then this little kid. Yeah, okay, so we're still building this. So where is that piece? Right there. Okay, so that's gonna be out here. It looks like this guy really likes plants. This is the third plant we're gonna build. Actually, no, because the window boxes count as plants too, don't they? So there's, yeah, 2 window boxes, 2 inside plants, 1 outside plant. This guy really likes his plants. Oh, and they're building a little wall here, a little brick wall out of beige or tan pieces. So just, now why wouldn't they, for stability's sake, I'm gonna switch this up. I'm gonna go like this, because this piece here is overlapping these 2 pieces, and to do the 1 there takes away from stability. Maybe there might be a reason that I'm not seeing, but that to me makes more sense to build it that. It makes it stronger. And then building it that way. Yeah, I think they kind of either forgot about that maybe, or don't think it's a problem. That's another thing this program does is there's a stability checker that'll actually check if pieces are gonna hold together well enough. Like if you're building like a structure that's actually gonna bear any weight or anything, there's a stability thing here that'll actually break down and show you if there's any pieces. And the pieces that are a problem usually come up in like red. So there's red and then there's pink, so cautionary. So cautionary pieces being like things like doors and hinges and stuff. So that's kind of cool. Then there's like a connectivity tester too that will show you different problems like that. So if you're concerned about the build and whether or not it's actually going to hold together, that's a cool thing to have, because it'll scan your build and show you where there might be problems down the road. When I was building my height chart, I ran that, and it didn't like the stair design that I did because it's very unstable. But oh, you know what? Look at this. I spoke too soon. This is going to cause a problem, because if I make a 1 there, yeah, so that's why they did that. Okay. So lesson learned, always understand that Lego designers that work for Lego are smarter than you. Okay, so let's put that back over here, and I just turn that whole thing around. And then, yeah, so what was I saying? I was talking about my, yeah, so the height chart idea, the stairs, I purposely made them the way that I did because they were going to be set into a wooden board. So I wasn't concerned whether or not they were going to be actually stable for like Lego to be stable. So the stability checker did not like my height chart design. It thought it was going to collapse. But little did it know what it was planned for. So that's going to go like that in there as a little lamp. And that's going to go up like that. You know what? I almost want to switch the lamp that's on the other model, the one that we built for this, that little tiny thing, and swap it out for a bigger lamp like this. I don't know. Maybe I'm being too critical, but it seems like that lamp on the ground is just way too small. And then this one's going to go like this. And oh, hang on, that's going to go that. And then we just need to build, hopefully, our last plant, because I think we've used up all of our plant-like objects. So there's one. So this goes into here. This goes into there like that. And like that. And a bunch of flowers. So we got 3 pink and, oh, wait a minute, we stacked 2 of these together. So copy paste. Is it actually stacked together? We have to rotate it maybe. Let's see here, I might have to angle this down. Oh, it's got a little bit of a, how is this program gonna let us do that? I might have to skip this part. Oh, there we go. But then it's not letting me push it down like it's supposed to. Interesting. What if I grabbed it from its connection point? Would it let me do? You know what? I'm getting kind of fed up with things not working, right? Some of these little detail things, I mean, in the long run, it's great if you can get them to work, but I am not going to waste too much time on that stuff. Okay. All right. So now we add this layer to the top layer. Now this is where we could submodel this whole thing. So I'm going to draw a big box around. This is why I kind of built it away from this too, so I could easily select it. So I'm going to submodel this. I'm going to call this upper level. Okay. And this is a really good sort of tutorial in having to build 2 separate levels. Oops, I didn't like that. Oop. Okay. I'm gonna have to move it up top here and snap it into. So this could be tricky if you have a less powerful computer. The larger the model that you try to build with and move around, the harder the computer has to work for it to jump in. This could be an issue because now it has to find, come on, is that it? I think that's it. I think we got it. Okay. Yeah, it might take a little bit of work to get it to connect properly. But there we go. We got a 2-story building now out of Lego, which is very cool. Oh, they left a little bit of detail inside. You could finish that off maybe, or is that's a curved piece, isn't it? Yeah, maybe you could finish it off with something, maybe like some cylinders or something in there. I don't know what would fit in there. Maybe not at all because of the way that it's shaped. But that's looking pretty cool. There's no stairs, but I mean, you could easily make some stairs off to the side or even take out this brick wall here and build stairs going down this way. Oh, you know what? They left that in. I wonder if that's for the Lego modular series of stuff. I wonder if, oh, you know what? I think this has to be flush. Yeah, so this isn't quite on there, right? So if I grab this and move it, I wonder if I could just sort of nudge it. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Now it's sitting on there properly. Oh, that train just fits. Just fits underneath of it. Look at that. Wow, this is really cool. Nice build. Yeah, as I was saying, if you have the other Lego Creator Series modular ones where you can build like the whole streetscape, this is kind of designed, I think, to integrate into that building because these little holes here usually have pins that go into them from the other end. And I bet this could go with another set, unless it's, maybe I'll look at the instructions more. Maybe there's another build that you have to do to go with this. But anyway, this is a really nice, easy version of like a 2-story architecture building. And some of those really nice, big, expensive Lego modular buildings that can build like an entire street, they are beautiful, but so expensive sometimes, because they're massive sets, right? There's hundreds and hundreds of pieces with them, thousands. I myself do not own one, but I've always been a fan of them. I think they're great looking sets. And this is sort of like a miniaturized build of one of those larger sets, probably so that you don't have to break the bank and trying to getting one, because this is a nice little build, but it gives you sort of that same feel of a architectural modular set. I would love to have them and set them up, but I don't even have the space for that kind of thing. That would be like a whole, you had to start building a whole town to go with them. Okay, so that, I think we're building the roof now, which is perfect. So this is going to be the top roof layer. And I think I saw in the picture that there's a sort of like a cone shaped roof turret piece that goes up top. And yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, so let's grab this, that, and there. And then a 1x6 tile goes there. Actually, before we leave this section, let's finish this off. Grab those 2 pieces there, and there. And let's see, tile. There it is. Okay, 1x6. That. I wonder if there's gonna be an attic space on this one too. We'll see in a second when we get that done. So this is gonna go there, 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 there. And looks like we're gonna start adding in the navy blue for the roof tiles, or the roof slopes. Yeah, so we build with the navy blue along the back. So it's not actually a full sloped roof. It looks like it's only partially sloped, and then the rest of it is flat. So it's just like a sloped peak above the round turret on the upper floor, which is kind of cool. It's a neat design. Okay, like that. Liking that. Okay, so next thing we need to do is do that, that, and that. Okay. All right, so there's that one, and that. Oh, and then we're gonna flip it around to get underneath of it. And there we go. So there's some, those hinge pieces, yeah. These are used for a lot of different techniques. There's a lot of different things you can do with them. You can hinge things off them. They work for like handles to make a ladder even. I've seen apartment building ones where there's a ladder going up the wall, and they put these in every other space to make it spaced out for the rungs of a ladder. So there's lots of things you can use with those for. Very versatile. So these need to be angled 45 degrees out. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use the hinge. I'm going to zoom in because it's getting kind of hard to see. I'm going to zoom in, hinge it, and then hinge it out. So if it's 90, 135 would be 45 of that. And then if this was 180, then we need to be 225. Yeah, 225 from there. And then this one is 270, so 315. Adding 45 to each one of them. Okay, so there's 45, 45, 45, I think. Is that right? Yeah, that looks right. Okay. Starting to second guess myself. Okay, and then flip this over, and we're gonna finish off by giant 2x2 sloped at 3 high, I think, 3 bricks high. These are a classic castle. Oh, I'm building that wrong. I'm getting the the orientation wrong. There we go. That's better. Okay. These are a classic Lego castle piece. Again, that blue is hard to tell which way it's going. I recently rebuilt a Lego castle set on this program from when I was a kid. I think it was the Black Knight's castle from, I think, the 80s. And it has a lot of those sloped, big slopes on there. Oh, maybe you don't use a turret. What did I see that looked like a turret then? Is it just like a gold and then gold cap to go on top of it, basically? Huh. Very similar to some of the Disney princess ones, actually. I've built my fair share of those lately. Okay, so that one's there and there and there. So let's submodel that out to be the roof. And then very carefully, we're going to put this on top because this also might have a connection problem like the lower one did. Let's just see how this goes. So I think that, oh, come on. Sometimes you gotta talk next to it too. There, got it. Okay, so it's fitting on there, right? That is really cool looking. I'm loving that design. Very, very nice. Okay, and oh, of course, you gotta build a little bird to go on top of it. It looks like a cardinal maybe. Bright, colorful little bird. Okay, so I'm just gonna build him in place on top of the, did I drop something? What happened there? Something happened. Okay. Whoop. Oh, what's going on? Ah, a little mini piece came down. A couple mini pieces came down. Get out of there. Okay. Now I've messed up my, okay, I'm just gonna put that in place there. Okay, so let's get rid of that. And then this is the one we needed to build the bird on. Now I probably should submodel this in case I wanna move the bird around. It's probably a smart idea. But I'm just gonna build it in place and then hope I can grab it afterwards. Because it's not that many pieces. I built one of these little birds, I think for the Seaplane Adventure or the Island Adventure set. The seaplane had a little seagull, I think, or a parrot, maybe it was a parrot that went with it. Yeah, and then this guy goes like that. Okay, and then I'll just submodel this. I'll just, whoops, hang on. I'm gonna try and draw a box around it. Oh, that's not gonna work. Okay, so maybe not, I'll just do this. Okay, create submodel bird, call it bird, okay. And then angle it, give it a little bit of an angle to it. Have them face sort of like that. Wait for people to come into the store, okay. And the rocket ship, the really cool part that made me want to build this set, of course, is the very last thing I built, besides the minifigs. So the rocket ship was the thing that caught my eye from the get-go, because it's a really cool little mini build that if I would have owned this set, I probably would have just kept this together on my desk maybe. It's a cool little desk piece. Very cool little build. And I'm excited to see how this one goes together, because it looks like it has a little bit of gearing to it. Maybe it moves or something, which would be fun, because not that you can do anything with that, not that you can animate anything with this program yet. I'm hoping someday this program gives us sort of like a mechanical technic part to it, where we can actually animate things together and make things move, because that would make a lot of fun builds come to life. I'm hoping someday that somebody, whoever designs this program, if you're listening, I would love to see you guys put together some sort of mechanical engineering portion or add-on or something to this program. That would be amazing. So let's try and get this facing the right way. That, I think. So this is going to be slightly complicated. The technic stuff is always a little trickier to work with. to get things lined up. I have to figure out what the best way to go about building this together. So that goes like that. I need to get an axle though. So the Technic stuff is a little tricky. I've had a little experience with it to get it to work right, but like that, and then we build it like that, and we add, where's that round? Is it down? A lot of the Technic stuff's grouped together. There we go. This is the one. Okay, so that goes like that. That goes on like that, and then we put another black axle in that, and then we grab, copy paste, bring it over. That. Okay, so that's gonna, I think the idea of this, it's kind of like a piston in some of the Technic stuff where it sort of moves along the axle and rotates a bit. So we're just gonna leave that space like that. That's gonna go on 2 bricks like this. Or you know what, I'm gonna put those bricks in here first. And then I'm going to grab this section and move it into there because then it'll fit better. Oh, we've got a slight problem then. We gotta tighten this up. Something's not exactly right here. So that's gonna be pushed in more, and that's gonna be pushed in more. Okay, so it's snug. Oh, I'm trying to move this together. I could submodel this, but I'm getting kind of tired of the submodeling. Okay, so then that goes on. Maybe it doesn't necessarily move. Maybe it's just there so that you can position it. I don't know. I don't see a lot of gearing going on here. I could be wrong though. I could. Maybe it does. Maybe you can just turn it with your finger. I mean, that's the idea. And then that one goes like that. And then we need one to go there. So that's like the base. What is that? Oh, that's the button to make it go on. Yeah, okay. So you build a little button for it to move with. That's cool. 2 tiles here, here. And then, oh, that slope piece that was the white one for the pillow. No, this one's different. This one's just a single one. That was a double one. And that goes like that and that. That's kind of a cool looking base, actually. And then we build the little button mechanism and the coins where you put your coin in to go. And blue tile. Is that a blue tile? What would those be? Oh, yeah, it's right at the bottom. Okay, so that goes there like that. So that's the like on and off button. Oh, and then a little gear. So we do have a little gear, and this gear you could use it with your finger. Basically, you just grab it, pinch it, and roll it, kind of thing. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so that goes like that, and then we get into, oh, we got to build the last little part there, which was this, and then two pieces like that. So that goes there, and then the 2 half tiles ones, this one and this one. Yeah. Very cool. Okay, so that, I'm going to flip this around because I think it's facing the wrong way. And I'm going to submodel this to be the base ride, call it ride base. Okay, so that's that part. And then we get into building the actual rocket. So we're getting low on parts here. You can probably see in the list there. We're starting to get down to the last few pieces, which is exciting. Okay, that one and that one. And then that brown tile square that's half tile. That goes in like that. Technic piece there, like that. Pin, Technic half, I think they call that a half pin, or a pin that you can put a piece on. Not quite sure the technical term for that. Let's see. Okay, like that. And then, oh, okay, then we build, so this is another build. So this goes like that. I'm gonna put this over here just for now. So this might all be going together very quickly. And that. that, oop, then that and that. Oop, nope, something's wrong. Something didn't work. There we go. Okay. Oh, we need some jumper plates. Jumper plates. There, there. Then we build 3 of these. This is interesting. 3 of those. So 1 there, and then there. Oh, that took a while to get right shape. Okay, and then that's, come on, that, and that. Okay, and a couple more of those, and then a slope. Do we have those slopes? Those slopes are probably down here somewhere. There they go. And that, so that's going to go on like that. So that goes into the second half. So I'm going to submodel this as tail, ride, tail. And that, oops, this goes into here like that. Okay. Whew, almost done. Okay, so what are we missing here? We got some little quarter round tiles there, and okay, is that having a bad time with views here today? Okay, so this needs to be rotated. There we go. Move that over so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so that, and then I have a feeling that this goes there and there like that, and then we need a couple of these. Yeah, that goes like that. It makes it like a cool rocket ship tail. That is neat. Very cool. Okay, so that and that go into there like that. And then the final parts start to, by doing the windshields. Oh, and we forgot to do, let's not get too ahead of ourselves here. We're getting, that one goes like that. And then you got to flip it around and put this down there like that. And then you build the nose, which is a really cool looking, really cool way to do the actual tip of the rocket ship. That is neat with a little green light on the end. Wow, this is awesome. I love this little rocket. Okay. All right, so I'm going to submodel that together and call that rocket ride. Okay, now that, the best thing to do here, I think, is to try and grab it from that black disc that's in the bottom and put it right on top. That is cool. So when you rotate it, it's going to go. It might go back and forth too. Yeah, it looks like it does if you rotate it like that. Oh, we missed a piece there for your, to protect the gear from coming off. It goes like that, and then we have to push that gear back in. Looks like, yeah. Oh, we didn't add that piece to the submodel. Let's try that again. So we gotta redo the submodel, and that goes in like that. Oops. Now I'm going to submodel the whole thing together, all 3 main submodels, and create another submodel called Rocket Ride. There we go. Okay, so that's its own little build that sort of sits off to the side, but that is awesome. Love that build. So I'm just going to sort of maybe rotate it a little bit on an angle, just to position it a bit. And then I guess it doesn't stay like that, does it? Okay, that's fine. All right. So now I'll just show you quickly how to put the minifigs together. So we've got, that's another, so this is one of those ones you can build 3 different versions of the same thing, or using the same parts, 3 different versions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the minifigs. So the minifigs in this program are interesting. The boy isn't going to be a problem, but the woman that I think is the shop owner, yeah, let me just see how. Okay, so it's brown and then yellow with yellow arms. Okay, so the legs. Let's look at the legs. So the legs for Lego minifigs actually are a submodel already. You can actually open them up like you can a submodel by double clicking on them. Of course, it's not going to do that now. I think they've changed the way they do this. So you can't see it because this text is sort of in the way, but there's a button down here that says release. And what that does is it breaks the legs apart into the 3 separate pieces, the hips, and then each leg. And then when you release it, it comes over here and it says, hips, left, right, leg. Also, I didn't mention this. Over on the side here are all your parts. I never really use this unless I'm specifically building them into steps so that I can make instructions, which is another part that I'll get to in another tutorial. But anyway, the legs, once you release them, you split them into the separate legs, and then you can rotate them individually and position them or make them sit and things like that. So it's kind of neat. That's how you would position and pose your Lego character. So that's interesting. This is a Lego employee, like a Lego store employee. It's all starting to make sense now. Why they're selling Lego sets inside their store and brick-made models. Okay, so we're just gonna build the minifig shirt and everything together. Now, when you buy the Lego minifigs, usually the bodies, like the upper bodies, are built for you already. Oh, the head isn't there. That's the thing that didn't import. It wasn't the minifig torso, it was the head. So let's build the 2 characters then. So this is a child size minifig, the half legs. That is pretty easy to build. They're just, and they don't bend, obviously, because it's one piece. So we'll just build these 2. You just have to sort of assemble the arms together, and we'll find 2 heads. We'll find we'll go into the master catalog here in a second. We'll find 2 heads. Okay, so then we've got the heads left there. And some extra minifig pieces. So that was for the plant that we didn't build and the gumballs. So to get back to the master catalog, you go up to this drop-down menu here at the top, and you just go to master. And then I would just type in head, and the minifig head should, yeah, there's some Lego Friends heads. There we go. Okay, so we're just looking for a couple of generic heads. You can actually change the color of it too so that it's the same. That's bright yellow. I just want regular yellow. Yellow, there we go. So then it looks like the minifigs they're supposed to. So I'm just gonna find, this one's good. We'll use that one. That's a good head. It looks like a little kid's happy. Oh, there's even one with freckles. Why don't we use the one with freckles? Then there we go. That's cool. And then we just need one. I think the girl had glasses, right? So let's just see. That one works, yeah. Okay, and then we'll go back. We'll clear our search field, go back into our category for our Lego build, and there's the girl, or the shop owner, and the boy, like that. Okay. So there we go. There is our, and you can submodel these. Let's just quickly submodel them. We're going to call this boy, and we'll call this lady. Oops. Okay, submodel that. Come on, there we go. Lady. Okay, so we'll just do that, and then you can pose them any which way you like. The kid can ride in the rocket, so on and so on. So there we go, guys. That is a full build. That took a while of set number 31105, the Townhouse Toy Store, which is a really fun little creator set. And again, this is one of those sets that you can build into multiple sets. Here's the first page here. So there's several. One looks like a flower shop maybe, and the other one looks like a cake shop. So have fun with that. You can find these instructions at lego.com. If you go to the support section of the page, and just type in the number for that, and it'll come up with the instructions, and you can download it. And the program that I'm using is Lego Studio, which is made by bricklink.com. You can find the free download for this there as well. And I highly suggest you guys check this out. It's a great program to explore, to build with. There's even a new update as of the end of August 2020, where you can take a picture, like a regular picture of you or your family or your pets, whatever, and turn it into a mosaic, which is kind of cool. I might do a tutorial on that at some point in the near future. It's kind of neat. But I will continue to do tutorials with different model sets and maybe change it up, find something else to build. So I hope you enjoyed this. Like and subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks. Bye.